You're watching CNC3.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News here on CNC3 and the TVC Radio Network. I am Bhavita Gopalchan. Thank you so much for joining us. Top of the news at this time. The government of Venezuela has warned Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana that if they lend themselves to an attack against Venezuela, then they will receive a response. The warning came from Venezuela's Defense Minister General Vladimir Patrino Lopez yesterday evening. He cautioned TNT against allowing U.S. forces to use its territory as a base to attack Venezuela. The senior Venezuelan military official said if TNT or Guyana lend their territories to potential U.S. military aggression against the country, they would face a forceful response in legitimate defense. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar did not respond to Guardian Media's query regarding Maduro's reported statement. Other senior government officials said the Prime Minister has made her position clear and has maintained it. They added that the Prime Minister will speak at the United Nations General Assembly on September 26th and will explain Trinidad and Tobago's position on everything. Well, the Assembly of Caribbean People has condemned the United States, accusing it of trying to provoke military aggression against Venezuela. The warning comes after Venezuela said a U.S. Navy destroyer intercepted a fishing vessel with 9 tuna fishermen near La Blanquilla Island, deploying 18 armed troops for 8 hours. Well, the ACP called the incident part of a plan to justify attacks on Venezuela. The group asserted that any aggression against Venezuela is an attack on the entire Caribbean. Tensions escalated earlier this month when a U.S. strike on a Caribbean vessel killed 11 people, with Washington claiming the boat carried drugs and drug traffickers. But Venezuela insisted the victims were civilians. The ACP and Caracas both underscore the Caribbean must remain a zone of peace. Well, economist Dr. Indira Sajiwan says while there may have been a need to weed out corruption in the unemployment relief program, there is also a need to create sustainable employment for unskilled workers. Last week, 400 URP workers were sent home months after job cuts at CPEP and the reforestation program. Today, Dr. Sajiwan says job creation is necessary to support the social economic stability of this country.
This economy does absolutely need government's intervention in terms of the generating of jobs for a particular category of the population, particularly the unskilled, because the social implications is quite dire.
She says many of these social programs have been utilized beyond the original intention, and there is a greater need for skills development.
CPEP, for example, was never intended to be a job that someone entered into for life. It was always intended to be a very short-term employment that somebody would enjoy, while simultaneously they were trained to be able to enter the normal market, productive sectors, right? It is not, unfortunately, though, the last government did very little to be able to create sustainable employment opportunities at this level that persons could be absorbed into.
Last month, Guardian Media revealed that $5.6 billion was spent on URP between 2010 and 2024. Well, the government is facing sharp criticism from various political leaders over its decision to send home workers. Patriotic Front leader Michaela Pandey condemned what she described as an ad hoc process, adding that thousands of low-income workers, including single mothers, were left without transition plans or re-employment assurances. Former UNC MP Rushton Parry called for a return to the program's original purpose, urging training and short-term contracts to prepare workers for the wider economy. He adds that the programs did not need to be shut down to accomplish this. Meanwhile, COP leader Prakash Ramada welcomed the crackdown on corruption, but warned the government must act swiftly to support displaced families. On to some other news now. The National Council of the Parent-Teacher Association has reversed its disposition on police officers with guns in schools. Speaking on CNC3's The Morning Brew program, PTA President Walter Stewart said the change of heart came after a recent fight between a teacher and a student at the Arima North Secondary School. Stewart, who just 2 weeks ago was against armed officers in schools, now says their presence is necessary, even if they do not engage with rowdy students.
Initial reaction to that was no way. We wanted to have police officers at the school, certainly, but unarmed. But a review of the process indicating that if anything is to happen, God forbid, that the officers, in order to be able to respond rapidly to the situation, there would be need for armed police officers in designated specific schools. So we have gone along with that thinking, that philosophy.
Well, Stewart also agreed with Deputy Commissioner of Police Junior Benjamin that this head of the school-oriented police unit that officers must conduct themselves professionally while at schools. He suggested that the officers be rotated among the 50 secondary schools they're assigned to in order to weed out familiarity between officers and students. In some other news now, a 71-year-old Grenadian national has drowned and a British national sustained injury following an incident in Tobago. In a statement, the Office of the Chief Secretary said the Grenadian national tragically drowned at the Buka Reef Marine Park. However, it did not disclose the man's name. It added that the British national has been provided medical care and is expected to make a full recovery. The release said the Chief Secretary is having active discussions with Grenada's Trade and Economic Commissioner as well as the British High Commission to contact the victim's family before providing further details on the case. Let's take a short break. Sport news when we come back.
You can tell from the crowd who's up next. It's Trinidad's star player, whose world-class stats put him in a league of his own. Trinidad's risen to become a true force to be reckoned with. With an unbeaten Carry A rating, they boast a strong solvency and A-class service. Ladies and gentlemen, you're witnessing Trinidad's financial and technical strength at its best.
Trinray, premier insurance coverage for less.
Only BioStrath gives your body more than 60 of the essential nutrients it needs every day in a product that's 100% natural for stronger immunity, enhanced focus, increased energy and stamina. BioStrath, get what you need naturally.
Plumbing problems? Don't guess. Call Plumbing Solutions at 628-4646. Proud to be serving Trinidad and Tobago for over 20 years. We do it all. Maintenance and repairs, new construction, sewer lines, inspection, drain cleaning, leak detection. We are licensed and insured. So call Plumbing Solutions at 628-4646.
Millions of people are attacked by harmful mouth bacteria. The root cause of bad breath, gum problems, cavities, plaque, and tartar. That's why Colgate combined the best science and technology in Colgate Total. Unlike others, its superior formula fights bacteria and creates a powerful protective barrier for up to 24 hours to prevent them from coming back. Take control of your oral health with Colgate Total.
Get the best in affordable eyewear. Frames with blue filter lenses and eye exam, $399. Single vision lenses with transitions on designer frames, $799. Progressive transitions with designer frames, $1,399. Happening only at Seaview Optical. Affordable eye care for everyone.
Welcome back. Rolling things off in the Caribbean Premier League. Good occasion Motis maiden 5% the Ghana Amazon Warriors through Wednesday's first qualifier against the Barbados Royals last evening. Quinton Sampson's 50 and 68 from Shimron Hetmyer spurred Guyana to 189 for the loss of 6 wickets in their 20 overs. Moti took 5 for 21 in the Bajans chase to earn a 64-run win and put a 7th loss on the Barbados franchise record this season. Well, the result means Trinbago Knight Riders will play the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons in tomorrow's eliminator. Dream Richards eased into the semis of the men's 400 meters at the 2025 World Athletics Championships at the Japan National Stadium in Tokyo. In lane 7 of the first of 6 heats, Richards went on to win in a time of 44.64 seconds.
He's leading coming off the bend is Tanega. Being chased down by Dream Richards, and now going backwards unfortunately as Dobson comes through, but Pillai is holding on as well for South Africa. Looks like those three will take the qualifying positions.
Well, Richards had the 17th fastest qualifying time. South Africa's Litpile clocked 44.72 in seconds. Great Britain's Charles Dobson was third in 44.85. The Dream will face the start in lane 6 of the semi-final heat 2 on Tuesday. That's it for sport. It's back to a break.
Get the best in affordable eyewear. Frames with blue filter lenses and eye exam, $399. Single vision lenses with transitions on designer frames, $799. Progressive transitions with designer frames, $1,399. Happening only at Seaview Optical. Affordable eye care for everyone.
The Israelite Church of God in Jesus Christ, teaching the truth about God's people, God's plans, and the secrets of God, all written within the pages of the Holy Bible, which is the Word of God.
Watch The Hidden Truth every Thursday at 5:30 a.m. to 6 a.m. on CNC3.
Energize your performance and win big with Jameson Power Play for Health. Buy any Jameson product at your local pharmacy for a chance to win a grand prize of $5,000. Enter by submitting your receipt online or in the marked entry boxes in stores. Also enjoy instant prizes through exciting in-store games. Visit at Jameson TV on IG and Facebook or check in stores for full details on how to enter. Jameson, here for your health.
Tile Depot Limited has done it again. Brand new stocks just arrived. 12 by 12, $7.50. 17 by 17, $11.50. 18 by 18, $11.95. 20 by 20, $15.95. And 22 by 22, just $20. Visit Tile Depot Limited today at Bagney Trace Church Village, Chaguanas. Call 234-4402.
You can make your goals unfold, go get it. You can live your dream, join the team, let's do this. You can get the help you need to succeed with Rand Credit Union. You can believe that you can achieve. Big goals, small ones too. Rand Credit Union, we've got you. No more waiting, that won't do. Make someday today. One life, so make it good. Live the way you know you should. With Rand Credit Union, yes you could. Make someday today.
Live your best life today with Rand Credit Union.
Get the best in affordable eyewear. Frames with blue filter lenses and eye exam, $399. Single vision lenses with transitions on designer frames, $799. Progressive transitions with designer frames, $1,399. Happening only at Seaview Optical. Affordable eye care for everyone.
Regionally, the World Bank Group has announced the appointment of Dr. Susana Cordero Guerra as Vice President for the Latin America and the Caribbean region. It said that Cordero Guerra will lead the bank's engagement with 31 countries across the region and oversee a portfolio of $41.5 billion in ongoing operations. She will be based at the World Bank's headquarters in Washington, D.C. Cordero Guerra, who is the first Latin American woman to hold this position, succeed Carlos Felipe Jaramillo. Well, it's now time for the weather forecast with Jean-Marc Rampersad.
We had a few showers over both islands this morning, but conditions were otherwise mostly hot and sunny. These isolated showers are expected to continue, but will tend to favor Tobago and eastern areas of Trinidad. Also this afternoon, 1 or 2 heavy showers or thunderstorms are likely to develop over western coastal areas of Trinidad. Looking ahead, we have a tropical wave that's just northeast of the Lesser Antilles, an active ITCZ in the central Atlantic, then another tropical wave is expected to move off the African coast. We'll be keeping track of all of these features for potential rainfall events later this week.
Thank you, Jean-Marc. Well, just for an update, a yellow level adverse weather alert has been issued by the Met Office until 5 p.m. due to the high chance of thunderstorms leading to street and flash flooding and associated gusty winds. Well, thank you so much for joining us for a look at the day's developments so far. Delivering stories and so much more coming up for you in our major newscast at 7 p.m. today. Until then, have a great day.